and welcome, folks, to another exciting edition of the Michigan Panthers podcast. Couple more for the people because
you're in the jungle now, baby.
If this is your first time tuning in, I am your host, FBI Tugboat, host, caster extraordinaire, everything else like that.
You ever made out with a tugboat?
And this is the best sports podcast that's ever existed or ever will exist. The Michigan Panthers podcast. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into this one. It was a great game. In case you did not watch it, I will not say the score until the end, right? Let's go ahead and go through the highlights here. And first, thankfully, we got a little bit of shorter highlights so that, again, this is not going to be much of a longer episode. You guys have shown me through action, right, through how much you've been watching. The shorter form content is simply just preferred, which I can't say doesn't make sense, right? I wouldn't want to just listen to me run my damn yap for 45 minutes or whatever. So, let's see. Hop on into it. This is game one of the year, right? USFL championship. USFL matchup between the Michigan Panthers, Memphis Showboats. This is in Simmons Bank Arena over there in Memphis, and this one started just at the very beginning of the game, right? Perry steps back, gets it out right here. Ba-bang! My God! You want to watch that again?
Gets it to the outside.
Lost his own helmet. That's how hard he hit him. That's Adonis Alexander, obviously. Had damn near entire episode about it. Let's watch it again. Helmet came off. Dude had to go forth and make sure. That was my favorite part, is his teammates running up right here, coming to help, right? Coming to help, like make sure. Oh, well. Nope, that's a one-man job right there for the big dog, Adonis Alexander. Fantastic stuff. Sorry about the crappy quality. Sorry about the crappy quality. That's just Facebook for you, right? Poor quality, pretty much all things. Let's be honest. Yeah, let's take a look at them. So, let's see. On that drive, we would force a 3 and out a little bit closer. Yeah, they would punt. Let's take a look what happens. We march down the field. This is the first half. Low snap, picks it up, gets it around, sees some progress, pushes the first man down, second guy moves past him, spins on inside. Now, the one not, here we go, actually you can see it right here. The one not highlight of this, watch number 84. This is the new guy, Gunnar Oaks. Now, he is wide open, but there's not really a time for him to, like, pick that up and pitch it back out, right? He's, like, literally he's pretty much on the ground from right here to the end. He stands up for about a half a second, spins around, and gets it in. Now, watch 84. I'm not complaining too much. He is, like, wide open now, don't get me wrong. Okay, well, I guess you could kind of see on the left. Gunnar Oaks kind of turns around, like, a little bit and kind of like, all right. But I think he snaps to, like, pretty much immediately afterwards and realizes, hey, team game, runs over. He celebrates with the rest of the team. I do remember watching that live and being like, what is that man doing? Moving on along here, Perkins. Samson Nakua, single blown shot. I was talking about this. The commentators were talking about this all day long, how Memphis was playing super, super dangerous coverage in the secondary, right? Boop, one guy right there, and as soon as 31 takes, like, that second step forward, there's no chance. Right here. So bam, 1-2, and then bam, it comes out right here, right across the middle. No, not once he takes a couple steps forward. Once he takes a couple steps forward, he guarantees there's only one person who can make that tackle, and that person does not. Samson Nakua gets on the board. The Nakua brothers continue to just be absolute beasts. Everyone else trying to score touchdowns.
Were it so easy.
This is a great slant to Jonathan Adams. Fantastic. Cannot argue with that one. Williams pressured. Wait, hang on. That doesn't make any sense. That guy's jersey says Nakua as well, but I thought the other guy played on offense, right? And he took a reception and got a touchdown. I'm not really sure what's going on here. How about not one but two Nakua brothers both getting touchdowns in this mother effing game? Now, to be fair, this was, as you can see here, this is the Memphis trying to come back here. They got 27. This starts at, starts right around 40 seconds. So they have enough time, right? They are on the, what is that? the 22-yard line right here. This is still not just a one-possession game. Obviously, you can go for 3 right here. They could have taken this. Now, would the Memphis Showboats have gone for 2? And I've gone for 3 to try to win a single play, or just to go for 2 and tie it up? Much less would they've even gotten it. Who knows? That one's up in the air. But I guarantee you, if they go for 2, miss it, Michigan just kneels the ball. There's no reason to do anything else right there, especially given that Memphis had no timeouts. Take a look at it one more time. In 5 minutes. Also, none of this happens without the block here from number 10. He do be go all the way. There you go. Hey, you see the brother down there? See the brother down there? Love that. Absolutely love that, dude. I'm so glad we have these 2 guys on our teams. Game would end 26-12. As we would, we got a field goal earlier than that. We get 6. We go for 1, if I remember right, and did not make it. Honestly, that's a situation. I mean, well, no, sorry. There was only like 20 seconds left. If there's even a couple minutes left, given that you make it, take it, right? You make it, you take it from your own 22, 25, something like that with 4th and 12. Given that's the case, normally, if there's any amount of time left, I go for 3 to put this into a 3 possession, right? So it's 14. You put it up to 7. I'm stupid that mathing. If you're at 14, then putting up to 17 still doesn't put it out of reach. And that's still actually, but if you go for 1, that forces them to go for at least 2 one of the times, but still, yeah, no, that makes sense, right? Because if you go for 2, and you go 28-12, that's the score difference of 16. Yeah, I would much sooner do that, because you need 9, and then 6 is only 15. Yeah, you'd have to get more than a one point conversion both times, and that's how I would want to force my opponents to play the game, right? Just 2, you know what I'm saying, just 2 touchdowns, right? And that's either a 1-point conversion on both, which is relatively easy, or a 2-point conversion on one of them. And then on the second one, now you're playing with house money, right? So converting for 2 here puts it to a 16-point. Yeah, I definitely would have done that. I think we went for 1 and just didn't make it, and that was, of course, pretty much the end of the game. The tail of the tape here is we got up decently early. It was 10-3 at the half. And then, yeah, I mean, and their only touchdown came in the 4th right here. That's the summary. This is the scoring summary. If anyone wants to check that out, feel free to pause it right there. Yeah, no, that's right. It was 10-3. Yeah, and it was 10-3 at the half, and we went on a 10-point run. Let's go ahead and take a look at the offenses now here. Now, what you didn't see is Bryce Perkins and Danny Elling continuing to split. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dear viewer. Now, what is it that Mike Nolan over there is trying to cook up in between his ears, right? What's going on in that man's head? And I'll tell you, I don't know. Like, I think I have jokingly said to other UFM people that he's got that PTSD from losing so many starting quarterbacks last year, so he wants everybody to get a little bit of experience. That does seem like kind of that old school coach look. So I'm not against that whatsoever. But this game, this is when that's something you do in your late third quarters when you're ahead by multiple scores. This is not exactly something that I would do. Yeah, I'll say it. This is not something that I would have done early against a USFL competitor who we'd have to theoretically go through for the USFL championship and then the playoffs, right? Like, especially given everything that Vincent has showed us, we heard all kinds of amazing stuff. In training camps, the Michigan defense did real well. Obviously, they didn't do super great in this game, but also we played pretty darn well. Split looks between the running backs here. 14 attempts, 10 attempts. There is a little bit of a difference right here, but again, I mean that is the difference of one solid run from Nate Mercury, one of these getting an extra 10 yards or something like that to put that average like pretty much where Matthew Colburn's was. Also, Danny Etling with 2 right here. It's only it was a dash of 10. And a skip, hop, and a jump for 5. We do not have enough data. We don't have enough sample data to really say that's great for Danny Etling. And to be fair, that is the greatest thing that he did, right? 84%, 66 even. I mean, 6 it really isn't, again, that much to start saying, oh, well, Danny Etling, if Danny Etling got 84% with only 6 attempts or 7 attempts or however the hell that math would work out, then it'd be like, okay, not too shabby, right? But given 16 for 19, no interceptions, like, come on. The rating speaks for itself right here. Obviously, Memphis's offensive quarterback rating could not really keep up right there. A lot of this, as other players have pointed out, there are two turning points in this game, right? Come on, darn you. There we go. Right here. So it's 10-6, 4 minutes left in the third, not a whole lot of time. If this is just a tackle right here, I mean, this is a first down, right? Yeah, it's basically, he can basically fall down right there. That's a first down within right around the 15, maybe 17 or something like this. So what I'm going to call that is pretty much guaranteed points, not 6 necessarily, but at least 3, right? We go 13-6, this game still completely stays within the realm of possibility in every way, shape, or form for Memphis. But it's literally just this one blown pass, and then obviously there towards the end, we're battling back. It's only an 8-point difference, and then Kainaku gets it. Now, if this is a pick, but not a pick 6, yeah, actually, that wouldn't have mattered, right? Because there's only 39 seconds left. They don't have any timeouts. Yeah, so this could have easily been just a total of 32, 8-point game right here. Michigan covers. Memphis does not. Even at this extended line, I got this at 3 early. Not to talk too much about gambling. Sorry. But obviously, it wouldn't have really changed anything. Ultimately, also adding these points on right here didn't do anything for totals or whatever else like that. This is 38. Actually, if they had made it, that would have because it opened at 37.5 and went to 38.5. Sorry, done with the gambling talk. Sorry. I just wanted to point out how there are two massive kind of turning points in this game. Those were the two of them right there. If Samson Nakua doesn't get to the end zone right there, and we only set up for 3, completely different game. If Kai just gets a interception and there's like an extra minute or something like that, or if Memphis has timeouts, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying right here. Well, really standout players. Unsurprised that Marcus Sims stood up right here. Targeted 6 times, caught 4. That's not too shabby right there. The big breakout obviously kind of led to this, but even if you take like 25 of those yards away, or we'll say 20 of those yards away, just a 10-yard catch, right? Excuse me. Then even so, 4 for 33 really is not that bad. That's what I'm looking at right here is the yards after catch. Really where my eyes are drawn to. 5 catches for 5 targets right here, 40 yards. And none of them were really there was like this, right? There wasn't some huge one that added to this total. So Malik Turner absolutely loved that. Sayosi Manor played more of kind of like this like that safety valve roll. A lot of these were off to the flats, and as you can see, 18 yards right there made a lot happen with it. This was the Samson's long was that touchdown run that she started there with the blown coverage and whatnot. Gunnar Oaks gets 1. Cole Catini, a couple tight ends right here get 1. Nate McCreary takes a toss as well, only targeted 1 time. That's good. Devin Ross, unfortunate, just 1 yard right there. I'm not really sure how the yards after catch works. I guess he caught it 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. In the future, who we're going to have to look out for, Jonathan Adams, that speedy wide receiver. That has not changed. But also Deneric Price. The way that Deneric Price was taking receptions right here, got targeted 4 times. One of them was a big breakaway right there. And this is one of those things that kept Memphis in the game pretty much until the last, not pretty much, kept Memphis in the game until the last 30 seconds, right? 100%. This is not necessarily a game that got completely out of hand or anything else like that. I need to change to put that one down. For anybody unfamiliar, that is Tuco Samanka getting caught doing something personally intimate on the show Breaking Bad. That's not really what happened. Let's take a look at the defense right here. Frank Ginda, the big dog right here. Frank Ginda, unsurprised. Walter Palmer also had. Walter Palmer. This is only two tackles, 1 solo, but Walter Palmer basically set this up for Arnold Tarpley to get. Wait, no. Yeah, no, for Arnold Tarpley, that was early right there. He got the pressure on. He almost got the tackle. E.J. Perry tries to get it out. E.J. Perry throws it to the big man, Arnold Tapley, just running along right there. That's what this INT right here. You always like to see big men, get interceptions, try and rumble stumble all the way down. takeaways right here. Danny Etling did take a pretty big hit, y'all. That was in, I believe, the second period, maybe third. No, it wasn't the second period because we only saw a little bit of him. Yeah, we only saw a little bit of him in the second half, if at all. I can't exactly remember. I was watching the hotel room before, while out off on gig, which went really, really well. I will talk about that on the Tugboat Time podcast that'll be released later this week. But so I don't exactly remember what that was. I'm pretty sure Danny Etling played at least a little bit in the last bit, but if we were splitting quarters here, there's not a comparison to be made. Bryce Perkins is our guy. What you guys saw on his running capabilities, what you saw in a couple of his just quick dump passes as well as bombs, these were great. These are just simply great, right? Simple as that. We have our starting running back. I'm not against working Danny Etling in. I had no respect for the Houston Roughnecks. We saw exactly what they are again this year. If we want to play Danny Etling against them, up 21 points in the third period, cool, whatever, fine, do it. We have to have contingency plans. But Bryce Perkins is our guy. I don't know anybody who has. I don't know anybody since that game, and I can only think of one or two people on Twitter that have defended Danny Etling. Nothing against Danny Etling, not by any means. Bryce Perkins is just that guy. All right. Other big standouts here outside of Frank Ginda, of course. We knew this guy was going to have a standout performance. Half a sack, 6 solo tackles, 5 otherwise. Love to see Garrett Marino getting involved there as well as Kenny Wilkes. Kai Nakua, excuse me, got a couple solo tackles on passes, certainly. 6 total, and of course that INT. Other big highlight, the Nakua brothers both getting touchdown, right? In fact, hitting the only non-quarterback touchdown and the only non-quarterback non-kicker points in the entire game, right? How cool is that? No, sorry, I take that back. We got extra points. We got the extra 1 point. Sorry, my bad. Regardless, the only made more than 1 point that anybody has scored outside the kicker, outside of Bryce Perkins, the quarterback. How cool is that, right? How cool is that? Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Now, just a little bit of preview action. We are playing the Stallions. We're playing the Stallions this upcoming week. This is, of course, gonna be a really big game. This is the team that had our number 3 times last year. We came close, decently close all 3 times, especially in the USFL championship, and just came up short. Now, there has not been a better time to strike while the iron is hot, people. They just got beat by DC. Yes, I see this as a bounce back spot against the Michigan Panthers. I also view this as probably our best opportunity so far. Again, not to talk about it too much, but books agree with me. There's opened at 1.5 favorites for the Birmingham Stallions, which personally I think is too low. We'll talk gambling and all that other stuff on the Panthers Picks podcast. How about that? Yeah, that's gonna be about it. I'm really, really, really looking forward to this game this weekend. We are on Friday as well, right? Schedule. Come on. You bastard. You goddamn bastard. There you go. Bang on Friday. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Home field advantage. Honestly, this is another kind of a situation of fortunate timing, right? We faced Memphis, who honestly did not look terrible the entire time, right? Which is a lot more than they can say from last year. And we faced them early after they lose a head coach, and then we faced the Birmingham Stallions that just showed that even gods can bleed, right? I'm all about this. I am all about this. Very, very excited for this upcoming game, given that it's at home. I would prefer our earlier game to be at home and then the later game to be against them, so that in a situation if they're just going to beat us regardless, blah, blah, then completely take home field advantage out of this. Looking at other really good games, I mean, honestly, probably the best other game of this entire week is the last game right here, the San Antonio Brahmas and the St. Louis Battlehawks. Brahmas getting embarrassed last week. St. Louis getting just completely overrated because they beat the worst team in spring football for the last 40 years or so. This one will also be a good game. This will probably be a bloodbath. Arlington really, really showed their hand. We've always known that they're amazing offenses, right, folks? But showing that they have that amazing Bob Stoops defense. Transition along here. That's going to be about it. Follow along, all the UFM folks. I am FBI_Tugboat literally everywhere. You should be following me. Captain's Log with Webb and Brandon, or Webb. with Webb and Brandon, excuse me. Obviously, the Panthers podcast, Panthers Picks podcast as well. If you're of age and you're interested in gambling, we also have the Huddle and the Bullpen, the Brahmas Bullpen. Josh over there, the Brahmas Bullpen, also covering some arena football. How cool is that? Tell me about it. They'll also be talking about DC and the DC Defenders and defending football. It's very, very necessary, folks. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.
High five.
Tune in next time, and I will catch you on the flip side.